Time and time again, you hear rappers on songs talk about how much they're a baller, and sometimes it looks like rappers want to be ballers. But what happens when basketball players want to be rappers? Even though his brothers LaMelo and Lonzo have had their own professional careers, Liangelo Ball has never actually played in the NBA. However, he did start a rap career, and he's been rapping longer than you think. Back in 2020, he actually rapped on a song for the first time with his brother Lonzo. At the time, he went under the name Doughboy G, so that's why you might not have heard about it. Liangelo actually had a feature on Lonzo's debut album, BBA, but he wasn't really focusing on music that much back then because he was putting more focus into trying to get into the NBA just like his brothers. Other than a couple of songs with Lonzo, Liangelo was just playing in the Summer League and G League throughout 2021. In 2022, he was in the Summer League with the Charlotte Hornets, and he almost made it in the league, but he got released from his contract. Other than playing only 2 games in Mexico, he wasn't really doing that much other than raising a kid after he got injured. But in December of 2024, he got on stream with Neon and previewed a snippet of a song he made called Tweaker.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa. Bitch, hold on tight, cause I tweaking this bitch, I letting shit go.
Before the song even released, it already went viral. Liangelo was blowing up for his old school flow, and he dropped the song at the beginning of 2025. It wasn't even a month into the year, but everybody was bumping Tweaker. The fact that he's LeVar Ball's son and he's in the same family as LaMelo and Lonzo Ball had already made him famous in the past. So the fact that LeVar Ball's son just made a song straight out of 2005 made Tweaker destined to go viral. He got Lil Wayne on the remix, got signed to Def Jam for $13 million. He went on Blackboy Max's stream to show another upcoming song.
2 guns on my hip, this bitch feel like it's Law and Order. You know I stay lit, I just rolled up a fucking quarter.
And he's set to perform on Rolling Loud in March. Keep in mind, all this happened after just one viral song. Honestly, Liangelo got a chance. That song he played on Blackboy Max's stream sounded pretty good, and that old school flow is really his thing. Around the time Shaq was just starting in the NBA, he got signed to Jive Records back in '93. And later that year, he dropped his first album called Shaq Diesel. And it actually did pretty good, peaking at number 25 on the Billboard. The album had a feature from Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest, and it went platinum 5 months later. In '94, he dropped his second album called Shaq Fu: The Return, just a few months after playing for the Orlando Magic in the NBA Finals. It had features from Redman along with Method Man and RZA from Wu-Tang. Shaq Fu peaked at number 67 on the Billboard, and it did go gold after a couple of months. Even though he would eventually get in the studio with Mobb Deep, Biggie Smalls, and Michael Jackson himself, it was pretty obvious that Shaq was doing this shit on the side while his career in the NBA was his main thing. And in '96, he signed a 7-year contract with the LA Lakers for $121 million, making it the biggest NBA contract at the time. And around this time, there was a new player who got drafted to the NBA. Kobe Bryant actually had a passion for rapping before he even got in the NBA. Back at school, he was freestyling with his friends, and sometimes he was bumping on the desks while his friends were rapping. He learned how to rap from his friend Kevin Sanchez, and Kobe actually started a rap group with his friends back in high school. They did shows together, but at the same time, Kobe also had a huge passion for basketball, and he got drafted in the NBA back in '96. And in '98, Kobe actually got on the song with Shaq, and he actually got signed to Sony Music a year later in '99. Even though Kobe and his friends got signed to the same label, Sony was only paying attention to Kobe, and when the time came around to drop his first single, it didn't really do so well. This was because the label was forcing him to make more radio-friendly shit instead of what he actually wanted to make. He was in the process of making his debut album with features from 50 Cent, Nas, and Destiny's Child. But before he could even get a second chance, the label dropped him. After this, Kobe went and made his own record label, but it didn't even last that long. But you obviously know that Kobe was still doing great with his basketball career, but the rest of his rap group was thrown under the bus after getting dropped by the label. And remember his friend Kevin who taught him how to rap? He got arrested back in '96 after being mistaken for another person who robbed a 7-Eleven, and even though he didn't do it, he still went to prison for 5 years. So Kevin didn't even get a chance to get signed with Kobe's rap group. And Kobe went on to have one of the best careers in NBA history, spending 20 years with the LA Lakers until he retired in 2016.